going really to drop off about 300 blankets ready for the winter, some water butts, and some candles, some incense and crosses for the local Christians there. Just want to see people's lived experiences, really, what kind of difference this sort of these trips make, or these kind of aid makes to people's situations there. There's about 9,000 migrants there and some children, and there's kind of debates about how many children we can get into the UK. Demolition is about to start on the edges of the camp as well, so really just see what people's what living there is like for people, and what kind of difference this makes. Right, so we've arrived in Calais in the bus. We've got Samira and Father Dominic driving the bus.
Good morning.
And we've got the rest of the crew from Basildon. We've got Liam and Connor looking after all the blankets and stuff. You tired, boys?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It was an early start. So what are we up to today, Father Dominic?
So we're just to make our way across the town. It's only a couple of miles to where the Care for Calais warehouse is, and then we'll unload the stuff that we've brought, and then it may be that we take other stuff from the warehouse into the camp to distribute it, but we'll help in whatever ways needed. We never really know what we're going to do until we arrive, and until we know how things are at the camp on any particular day.
So we arrived at the distribution warehouse, and seeing a whole line of shoes to be distributed later in the jungle, and going into the warehouse where we began to unload some of the 300 blankets that we had brought with us. So that was actually like good fun. We got into a good rhythm of it, seeing the kind of masses of food that have been donated by people from all over the UK, really, and a huge team of volunteers that lunch together, and then getting a briefing going over to the camp. So it was encouraging to see the kind of work and the way that on the walls they wanted people to promote awareness about what's going on in Calais on social media, but also how much the volunteers really appreciated our the contributions from people. A woman, one of the coordinators, was nearly in tears at the prospect of what's going to happen with the demolition. So we'll see what it's like in the camp.
So here, yeah.
Yes, please. And then at the very end to the left.
Okay.
So initially, as we drove in from the distribution centre to the jungle, we could see it from far off, and see one of the former refugee camps that they kind of downsized. As we drove in, I wasn't doing much recording, protecting people's privacy, and for the vulnerable people there. We went in, we were briefed, and we went in twos, and we ended up doing something called ticketing. So there was a system where we gave them tickets, and we wrote down their preferences of what they would want, so maybe like jogging bottoms or hoodies, or some more practical stuff like deodorant, razors, shampoo, that kind of thing. And a couple of things surprised me about it. As we walked around, people were very grateful. People were smiling, seemed really grateful for the help that we were giving as volunteers. People giving you hugs. There was a great atmosphere, better atmosphere than I've ever experienced in London. Just a kind of kindness and warmth. In the very first house we went into, people welcomed us in, and there was kind of laughter and joking. So I was really surprised by the hospitality and the gratefulness that people had. It was wonderful, really. Also very, very saddened by what I saw. It was a complete abject poverty. Really, really harrowing situation. Some people very frustrated and not getting access to some of the things that they really needed. I also was very moved by experience of going into the church. We were giving some candles, some incense, some crosses for the Orthodox church that's been built there. It was built by refugees almost immediately as they arrived, by Ethiopian, Eritreans, Christians. And it was just beautiful. So some of the artwork that had been done on site, some of the painting of the Archangel, painting of Our Lady, had been done by some of the refugees. Just amazing, just amazing. Then we went and did distribution of shoes once we'd done our bit of work within the camp. That so people were lining up and they had a ticketed system where we gave them different pairs of shoes. So it's been a long day, but a really important experience. Where I felt real hospitality and welcome for the very little I did today, and also quite sad that this is an ongoing issue that I think we need to be aware of. Yeah. So back home now. I've had a night's sleep and had a wash, and just a chance to reflect on my experience yesterday in the jungle. And I think a couple of things struck me. Is just the resilience of some of the people there. You've got young men in their early 20s. I was surprised looking a lot older, but probably the people from their family that were strong enough to make this journey. Many of them have come alone. Also the hospitality that I spoke of, that really impacted me. And also just seeing what aid like this makes, like what difference aid like this makes. Because I think you forget, and this issue has been going on for so long, I think you can forget how concretely these things can help. So that's good, and it's given me a perspective. And it's a very sensitive issue at the moment, very politically controversial. So I think all my last reflections are really just to pray for the politicians involved with making decisions, especially the French government and the UK government, as they think about transferring refugees and also the demolition of the camp, but also praying for those who are there, who many of them seemed in very genuine need. So just that we treat them with dignity, that we get to learn their stories, see them as names with faces and families. And if you want to know anything more about the kind of work that Father Dominic has been doing from Basildon, or the collections, the link will be posted below the video to their church website, where he's been releasing monthly reflections, and you can find out how you can get more involved or just see some of the work that's going on. But thank you for watching, and see you soon.